Good evening, folks. This is your weekly wake-up call. We're talking about being anti-fascist now. Yes, there are people on the far left who are anti-fascist, but by definition, being anti-fascist isn't being far left. Being anti-fascist means you believe in democracy. Okay, understand how that works? Here's Dave.
This wake-up call is brought to you by the wonder that is Bill Maher, because he set me off with a clip. I'm not going to give you the clip. I'm not advertising Bill Maher, but what I'm going to tell him is, just because you are on TikTok or Facebook or YouTube railing on the right wing does not make you part of the quote unquote woke revolution. First off, I don't even know what that is anymore. I know how he defines it. Bill Maher defines the woke revolution as a bunch of elitists who are boycotting celebrities who espouse certain ideas. And by the way, that's their right to do.
Can I interject here?
Yeah.
That's people exercising their selective right to watch whoever the fuck they want for whatever reason they want. That's what that is. Being woke, by definition, is caring about your neighbors, caring about your community, caring about whether or not we live in a democracy, not trying to wipe out certain groups of people simply because of who they are. That's what being woke is. That's what the GOP is against. The GOP wants a sanitized white society, and the woke people want something else. That's as simple as that. That's all you really need to know. What Bill Maher is another elitist who's full of shit. Okay? That's all I'm going to say.
Yep. Now, very rarely do we shout people out, but I believe that this person should be shouted out because she does a lot in regards to education. I can see it. She's a TikToker, rather. Her name is Jess Piper. She's out of Missouri, and she is a rural school teacher, and she's fighting nonsensical legislation and fascist legislation in her state of Missouri. Currently, there is legislation out there is HB 70, which is basically giving people, or it's expanding the right for schools to give administrators or whoever they designate the right to have guns in school grounds as protection officers, and give them the right to use those arms. Now, please, just let that sink in for a second. So, you give the normal responsibilities and duties to the teacher or other designated school personnel. Give this to them as a duty. The right to carry a weapon and use it as a school protection officer. This is in Missouri. Same state is talking about banning books. And Missouri and Florida are not the only states that are looking to ban books. I have an article here in the Washington Post. We're not just talking about keeping certain books or materials out of curriculum, which on its face, I don't really have a problem with. These states are looking to take these books out of the electronic database and not allow students to even look for them. This is fascism.
These are the same people, by the way, who are actively attacking just the institution of libraries.
Yep.
People out there who would love libraries to close. When I was a kid, we were required to visit the library once a week. Okay? People, listen to me. We are headed down a path here that, I don't know what more you need to see. If you just focus on the state of Florida, because Florida is actually the proving ground for
Yeah.
fascism.
Yeah.
They are literally actively already fascist. He already has a dictatorship there. Basically his legislature is a rubber stamp. They are about to now pass a bill that allows permitless carry of weapons, no training, no education, no permits, no nothing. So not only are they going to be full of fascists, but they're going to be armed fascists, as if Florida didn't have enough mass shooting problems already.
Right.
We are in serious trouble here. This will become cookie cutter for the rest of the GOP-led states. I guarantee
it already is
happening. Okay.
Okay.
And you people need to wake up, because this guy's talking about running for president. And you know what? That whole mentality of it can't happen here. You know who else thought that way? The Germans. The Germans, who didn't have their heads turned by Hitler, took the attitude that it wasn't going to happen. And guess what? It did happen. Now, in Germany today, they teach their students about the Holocaust. In this country, they're trying to stop every aspect of teaching about the truth about American history. They want a sanitized history. The German kids can handle what comes with learning the Holocaust, but the little white snowflakey American children we don't want to upset them, do we? No, we don't. The poor babies, they can't handle it.
So,
shut the fuck up, really.
So you are arming your educators, installing fear in the schools, and you're taking all of the ability of the students to educate themselves and make themselves feel better about themselves. When I was in grad school 10, 11 years ago, cultural diversity was part of the education program and system. Now they don't want that, and they don't want you to know about what Americans have done in the past, because they're doing it now. Okay, they're oppressing people now, and they don't want you to fight back. So please understand, I have a show coming up about Biden and what he has positively done. And the Lincoln Project, which is a group of moderate, anti-Trump, I understand, Republicans who support Biden because he's not insane. They don't agree with a lot of his policies, but they know where this is going. Understand this, okay? This is not woke far left radical philosophy. We are telling you, this is the danger right now. We have to stop this right now in our local school elections, we have to get ready for the House elections, Senate, and for president. If DeSantis gets in, it's done. We're done. Okay. That is the information field.
Any GOP candidate gets in and we're done.
Yeah.
It's the way it is.
But DeSantis,
and we're done. Forget just about the president as the figurehead. Take a look at what's in the House and the Senate. If a president gets in that's a Republican, it will not be a moderate Republican. They are no longer allowed. They are all gone. Okay.
Understand.
They will never get the support of the GOP or the Republican National Committee at this point. Okay.
It's going to take time to restructure the Supreme Court. The conservative or the radical right Supreme Court is ripping away tons of protections, environmental protections, economic protections, a lot of stuff. It's going to take some time. But in order to do that, we have to get majorities back. So that's what
the Supreme Court is essentially doing, is rubber stamping the extremist GOP agenda.
Yes.
That's period what they're doing. Simple. All you've got to do is look at their decisions. None of this is rocket science. If you are aware of what's going on, you can see this. If you choose not to accept it, Well, I can't help you with that. You
And
know,
what I would do is search for books on the history of the Supreme Court while they still exist.
and by the way, the Supreme Court investigating and policing itself is another reform that has to happen. That can't be, that can't be allowed. All right, gang, we're going to go. We're going to get ready for the big show. We'll talk to you soon.